Hi, folks. It's Diane here. I'm here with Nadia Bryden, your Student Advancement Supervisor. And Nadia has created a new timesheet for you to use now that you're employees instead of contractors. So we've got it up on the screen, and you'll see at the top left, it says Reading School. And then under that, there's a place for your name. And over on the right, you'll see that we're talking right now about the pay period ending October 17th. October 17th is a Sunday. So your pay period, your first pay period as an employee is October 4th to 17th. So this timesheet has been divided into 2 weeks. So every week runs from Monday through to Sunday. So you're simply going to write in what's relevant on the days that you do teach or work. And if you don't teach or work, you don't have to write anything in. So this is a blank, and you'll see that there's the 2 weeks. There's the week October 4th to 10th. We're already in that week. And then there's the week the 11th to 17th. And I know it says 0 at the end of those weeks, but this is a program that will actually do the math calculations for you. So they will change as you enter values. Okay, so if you can scroll up for a sec, please, Nadia. All righty, cool. So if we look in week 4th to 10th, and we look to Monday, if you were teaching, had taught students on Monday, you would enter their names there. If you taught one student, you'd write one student's name. If you taught 3 students, you'd write all of their names and you just separate them by commas. If you happened to have been substituting for another teacher, we would ask you that you write that student's name in red. It just helps Kathleen catch that she has to cross that against somebody else's schedule. So the next section after you write the name is the total time for the day. And that time gets divided between your teaching time and then your log and planning time. Report cards, if you have any, we'll come back to that later, and any professional development or other non-teaching paid work you're going to do. So let's say you have a student on Monday, we'll call her Nadia, for instance, okay? And let's say Nadia's lesson is 1 hour long. Then you look up where we have the increments, and that's 1.0 for 1 hour. And then, of course, for every student, you are entitled to a quarter of an hour, 15 minutes for logging and planning. So you put in 0.25. There's no report card on that day. And let's say there's no PD, no paid non-teaching work, okay? If you look down at the bottom on the subtotals, you see that that's automatically updated for you. Now, let's say now that it's Tuesday. And let's say on Tuesday, you were seeing Diane and Caroline. And you saw both of those students for 45 minutes each. That's an hour and a half. So it's 1.5. And because it's 2 students, you're entitled to half an hour, 0.5, 15 minutes each. And if you notice at the bottom, the subtotals, they've been adjusted automatically. Okay. Let's say that on Wednesday, there was a reason that you had to do some paid non-teaching work. So let's say that you saw Scott on Wednesday for a 45-minute lesson. That's 0.75. And then you, of course, had your logging and planning time. Okay. But let's say on this day, you also had an hour of professional development to do. You'd put 1.0, and then where it says description, you would write what you did. For instance, read spelling article, and answered questions. So where you're going to get that PD from, we will deal with at a different time. We're simply talking now about how to fill in the timesheet. Now you'll see again that all of those values have been updated. Okay. All right. And that will continue to update. All right. Can you scroll down, please, Nadia, if you will? So you'll see that even the grand total updates. Now let's leave week 1 for now. And you notice on week 2, Nadia has Monday grayed out. And that's because Monday is a statutory holiday. You are entitled to some pay for that, but you don't enter anything. Our bookkeeping system will calculate that automatically. So the first student you could see on a Tuesday would be on a Tuesday. So who were the students on a Tuesday? Were they? Oh, they were Diane and Caroline. Okay. So let's put in Diane and Caroline. Okay. And there you go. And if you see at the bottom, you've got a subtotal for this week and you've got a grand total. It's all adding up. So you'll see at the bottom, there's a message there that says, I certify that these hours are true and accurate record of all the time worked during the pay period. Pay close attention, please, to the fact that it's worked, not will work. You can't fill this out in advance. This is not a schedule. This is a legal record of the work you have done. So you can't fill them out beforehand. They should be filled out at the end of every shift. An important thing for you to remember is that in order to be paid for your logging and planning time, your logging and planning needs to be done and submitted with your closing shift email. Okay, that's how you make sure that you get paid for doing that work. And similarly, in week 1, we were having this teacher do some PD work. That professional development work needs to be submitted with the closing shift email. Okay. All right. So we will look after collecting your timesheets. You just have to fill them in after every shift and at the end of every 2-week period, at the end of the pay period, we will collect your timesheet. And like magic, but it's not magic because it's wonderful, Nadia, your next sheet will show up. Nadia, is there anything else I should be talking about?
Well, we mentioned coming back to our new feature, report cards.
Right. Okay. Now, not every student's parents have asked for report cards. If you're supposed to do a report card, then you should have been advised by Caroline when she sent the learning plan or whenever the parent asked for it. And I believe that Nadia has put a reminder on your Google Sheets that you have to do a report card. So you'll notice here in the week October 4 to 10, report cards is grayed out. You can't enter anything into there. And then if you scroll down to the week of October 11th to 17th, report cards is still grayed out. You cannot enter it there. Where you enter it is in the next timesheet. Nadia, could you show us the next pay period's timesheet? There you go. So report cards are due in the 3rd week of the month, on the Friday of the 3rd week of the month. And that means that they could be written on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. They have to be submitted by Friday. So you see that Saturday and Sunday are grayed out. It's too late at that point. The report card would be late, okay? So it says that right up top, student report cards, if assigned only, due no later than this Friday. And we are awarding 1/4 of an hour, 15 minutes for the writing of every student's report card. Nadia, is there anything else we need to talk about?
I believe we've covered all of it.
If you have any questions about the timesheet, we invite you to raise them at the professional development meetings that are happening in October.
Okay, thank you, Diane.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for getting this done for us, Nadia.